If you've been staying on a budget and saving part of your salary in hopes of building long-term wealth, our next guest says you're doing it all wrong.
She writes about the real secret to building wealth in her new book called Miss Independent, which offers a simple 12-step plan to start investing and grow your own wealth. Author Nicole Lapin joins us now. Congrats on the book. I know it's your fourth and there are many more to come. Tell us why you decided to write this one, Nicole.
So I didn't come from money. I figured out how to make my own money and then make it grow for me while I was basically sleeping, doing nothing in the school of hard knocks. And I realized that money is a language like anything else. We just don't have a Rosetta Stone for that language growing up. So I wanted to create a guide that was jargon-free in a way that was understandable so you can build long-term wealth by utilizing the beautiful, beautiful force that is compound interest. And you're absolutely right. You can't budget your way into wealth, unfortunately. Budgeting is awesome. You can't save your way into wealth, which is also awesome. But the only thing that will actually build long-term wealth is investing, making your money make you even more money while you're sleeping.
Okay, Nicole, but there are lots of options for where you can invest your money. Is there something that is foolproof?
Well, I would say look to what Warren Buffett put in his will. He's one of the greatest investors of our time, for his wife to do with their money. And he said, put your money in low-cost S&P 500 index funds. So my suggestion is to set up a system. You don't have to look at stock charts all day long. You just have to set it up. Ideally, now is a great time in the beginning of the year. Set it and forget it and create a direct deposit. We do this, of course, for bill paying, but I would say do it for your own personal savings and investing. What we've seen, ladies, during the pandemic, of course, is that people need an emergency fund. So once you've created a direct deposit for an emergency fund, ideally 3 to 6 months of savings in the bank, then go beyond that. And I say index funds and chill.
All right, got it. That's a good slogan.
I like that.
We'll remember it. You say that, the beginning of the year is also a great time to renegotiate. What types of things should we be renegotiating, Nicole?
Everything. Everything is negotiable. This is my favorite sport and perhaps the only cardio I'm getting these days. But I love calling my major bill collectors twice a year and asking for a lower rate. The worst thing they can say is no. And the answer is always no if you don't ask. And oftentimes they will throw you a bone versus losing you as a customer. So don't forget your credit card APR is negotiable. Negotiate her housing or rent, cable, phone bill, a car lease or car note, and insurance or medical debt. Medical debt is negotiable. Just because it comes on a fancy paper and letterhead doesn't mean it's set in stone.
Wait a minute, I just want to touch on that. Car lease, you say that if you've signed a lease, you can still renegotiate the rate?
You can ask. I mean, oftentimes you can say that you're leaving for a competitor if you do a little bit of research and see what the competitors are offering. And you can say, you know what, I'm going to oftentimes leave, and they will take some money versus no money at all.
Interesting. Okay, now housing, of course, is often the biggest expense of all. Do you have some hacks we can use to get those payments down a little?
Okay, so this is my favorite one. It is paying the exact same amount on a mortgage, but paying bi-weekly instead of once a month. So you're paying the exact same amount, but you're just breaking it up. And it shaves off years and thousands of dollars from your mortgage. So a quick example, if you have a $100,000 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 6.5%, you're paying about $127,000 in interest, plus of course the principal, for a total of $227,000. But paying 1/2 of your regular mortgage payment every 2 weeks will result in interest of $97,000, which is still not chump change, but it is a savings of $30,000. So just switch to bi-weekly payments. It's one of my favorite mortgage hacks.
That's a great tip. All right, leave us with one final, the cherry on top. One final tip.
You're never as young as you are today. No one has ever in the history of the world said, I'm so glad I didn't invest earlier.
You're right about that. Okay, Nicole Lapin, good advice. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And Miss Independent is available right now.
Daytime will be right back.